We can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear you, dude.
Now I can hear you.
There you go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Now we can hear you.
This is the Area 210 podcast. My name is Mike Jimenez, Joe Garcia. You're going to see Fernandez up in a moment. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It is Friday, and Friday, guess what, fellas? We don't give a damn. That's what happens on Friday over here. I see Fernandez over there repping the Spurs colors up on the top right corner.
Lost you guys.
What's going on?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. We finally figured it out.
Technical difficulty. So something out here in the SoCal weather, man.
Dude, it's always the birds over there whenever it comes to SoCal.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Good
How you
morning,
guys doing?
Fernandez. Good morning, Spurs fans, and what?
Yep. Good morning, Spurs fans. The Spurs fans only, baby.
So we have a lot to get into today. We're going to be talking about March Madness. Fernandez, this is your time of the year. This is the time when you take off vacation to watch all the games on the Thursday and Friday matchups. Two upsets, I guess, an 11 and a 12 seed last night. We'll see what happens today. Not a lot of rumblings. No 13, 14, 15, or 16 seeds advanced yesterday. But we did have a 12. Clemson lost to McNeese. Drake moved on as the 11 seed, so we'll get into that. We're going to talk about the Spurs and the chances of making the play-in tournament yet again because the Dallas Mavericks have tumbled out of that 10 spot. And I looked up, and at the end of tonight, the Spurs might be 2 games away from that 10 spot. F around, find out, and the Spurs might be back in there. Spurs have a winnable game tonight against Philadelphia. Spurs favored by 5.5 points tonight, despite the fact that there's no Wemby and no De'Aaron Fox. We'll get into that. Joe, before we get into the show, can you show my Twitter account?
Yeah.
What I just posted? I walked into an HEB last night, and I got startled. Walking in the door, I had never seen an HEB with a full-on bar. Is this a thing?
Oh, what HB were you at? Were you the one over there near downtown where the pizza?
Okay, do they have this in San Antonio? I was out here in the Woodlands last night.
No, they have that in San Antonio. This one's over here. The one that they have in San Antonio that has the tap is going to be the one that's near downtown where they have the pizza and all that. They have a happy hour. You get a slice of pie and you get you like 2 beers. It's like a special they have. And they do have that here.
I think I saw this one time in Seguin, if I'm not mistaken, because they have like a barbecue restaurant in there. But, dude, you walk in, and it said happy hour. And it threw me off because it wasn't, like, off to the side. They were advertising it as it is happy hour here at HEB. It was crazy. So, no, man, they had beer on tap and whatnot. It made shopping more enjoyable. I like it.
So now you're officially Space City Mike, right? You're embracing.
Nah, man, I'm going back and forth. We're looking for property wherever, man. So I might be Hill Country Jimenez. I might be Seguin Jimenez. I might be Conroe, Texas Jimenez. We shall see. We'll find out by the end of the year. Time will tell. It's all about the land, Fernandez. That's what it is, baby. It's all about the land.
You're right, bro. Buy dirt, baby. Buy dirt, baby. You got to. You got to, man. Real quick, July 26th, Sam Salinas, appreciate you guys shouting out the drip. You know how it is, man. It's Friday. And like you said, we don't give a damn.
Yeah, JHSSB says I'm behind on this one. Apparently, the crappy ones. I got to the 211 one, the Petrenko one. Those are the 2 main ones I go to.
I mean, they're not in all the normal regular HBs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be in every single HB, like you said.
Right.
They're not going to be around there. There's a couple of specialty ones. Yeah, but that's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Hey, we're talking to Fernandez there. He's in SoCal right now, enjoying his drink. What are you drinking right now?
Mimosa, baby. You already know, man. We got the prosecco. We got a tiny bit of juice. Yeah, exactly. Manmosa. We got Manmosa. We're celebrating history this month, right? So we're definitely having a Manmosa. So
Mike knows all about those Manmosas, man.
Yeah, we have a good time in studio, man. We got to do that again. We got to get Mike back in the studio and get the mimosas going. Get Steph pouring them, and we'll be good.
I'll be heading back to the studio.
Steph is the Manmosa fairy, dude. She just comes around making sure everybody's topped off.
Oh yeah.
I'll be back in studio. I'll be back in studio probably towards the end of next week. So we'll do a couple of shows out there in studio. That's the plan for right now. But I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. March Madness got going last night. Not a lot of big takeaways from last night, to be honest with you. I wanted to see Georgia play well, but they got their asses handed to them by Gonzaga. Asa Newell did go off for almost 20 points, so that was cool. That's a player that the Spurs are kind of mocked to go after, potentially. I like the fact that at least he showed up. The rest of the team didn't, but he did show up.
Mhm.
So there's that. What did you take away from yesterday's games? What was the big storyline for you when it comes to March Madness?
Yeah, so again, just kind of going back, I tweeted this. Ever since my sons were younger, we've done this tradition where I would keep them home from school. It would drive my ex-wife crazy, and we would watch all the games. At least the first day. I think the first day is like the craziest day. Sometimes Thursday and Friday. I take off work, or I would take off work back then on both days, and so we sit there, have our snacks, watch games all day. Now they're a little bit older, they got responsibilities, right? So they had to work and whatnot, but they got off early, so we watched the evening games together. But yeah, what I was saying yesterday was there wasn't too many like crazy close games or any kind of buzzer beaters or anything. Usually you have those like wild, and I'm hoping we have that today. But there there wasn't a lot yesterday. There, like you said, wasn't too many upsets. I mean, yeah, you had Xavier. I'm sorry, not Xavier. Drake, and then you had McNeese. That one kind of annoyed me because I thought about, and I hate being that guy that's like I almost did, but I thought about picking McNeese. I looked at it and I was like, and then I didn't, and it upset me yesterday because I should have, because the upsets I did pick didn't hit yesterday. I had Yale over A&M yesterday, didn't hit. I had UC San Diego over Michigan, and they almost hit. Almost hit. Yeah, that was the closest and best game I think of the night, honestly, because UC San Diego was hanging around. The kid had a good look, and he just didn't fall to go to overtime. So I'm hoping today is a little bit more drama. That's
we saw Houston beat the living crap out of SIU. A 160 matchup, 178-40. Auburn, the number 1 overall seed, beat Alabama State by 20, 83-63. That was a close game for about a half.
Close in the first half. Yeah, the first half was close. Yeah,
for about a half. Then Auburn turned it up. Tennessee beat Wofford 77-62. St. John's. A lot of people are on the St. John's train right now. Beat Omaha 83-53. Wisconsin easily took care of Montana by 19 points. Texas Tech against UNC Wilmington. Wilmington hung around for most of the time, but it was at a arm length distance the entire time. Tech won by 10. Purdue beat High Point by 12. A&M outlasted Yale. Yale's that annoying gnat of a team.
Yeah. Those Ivy League teams, they usually bring it, man. I'm telling you, every year, whether it's Yale, Princeton, Harvard, they're scrappy, and they're known to steal one sometimes. So yeah, I mean it was a good match, but yeah, the Yale just didn't close.
Point out, Mike.
What's going on?
Texas A&M defense, man. I was watching them play yesterday. They're really good. I think Texas A&M is a better team than people are going to give them credit for. But if they can go ahead and hold a team to, let's say they take them out of their comfort zone because they're playing such great defense, it's going to be a hard get, especially if you're not bringing your A game against Texas A&M. They're not known so much for being an offensive powerhouse, but man, that defense that they portrayed yesterday, it can give some teams some fits, man. So I'm gonna keep my eye on them.
And beyond all that, A&M's starting lineup wasn't really doing much of anything. Pharrell Payne came off the bench yesterday for 25 points, 10 of 12 shooting. This is a guy who averages 9 points a game during the regular season, going off for 25 in a big moment. A team like Yale needs a team like A&M to shoot poorly to win, right? Because they don't have the athleticism as an Ivy team compared to like an SEC school. But when you look at it, you shoot 52%, which is what the Aggies did last night. You're going to win those games. And the Aggies advanced to the round of 32. We saw Michigan beat UC San Diego 68-65. McNeese, which was up by 25 points at one point,
they almost copped it up.
Lead.
They almost blew it. I'm telling you, man. Had that game, my sons and I were talking, if that game was a minute longer, all the momentum was shifted. So they almost copped it up. Yeah.
BYU, which I think is a sneaky athletic team, advances as well, beating VCU.
I got BYU going a little deep. I got BYU making a little bit of a run. So I think
we saw Drake beat Missouri. That's the only victory anybody named Drake has won in the past year or so. A blue blood, Kansas, first round exit, lost to Jerry Jones's team, Arkansas. Jerry Jones has pumped so much money. We talked about this earlier in the season. Jerry Jones and Walmart and Tyson Foods have pumped so much NIL money into Arkansas. Now's the time to shine.
Hey man, you got Calipari over there, man. I'll be perfectly honest. I actually forgot that Calipari was in Arkansas. I
Right.
think I would have picked them if I would have known that. Because Calipari, man, I'm telling you, man, that dude knows how to win. So
He knows
yeah,
tournament time.
yeah, man. And I think somebody mentioned that Creighton, Louisville, the very first game. That was a good 8-9 matchup, and Creighton was
8-9.
looking really good. Papa McDermott was getting his team going.
Yeah.
I agree with Mario. Actually, I got Lipscomb as an upset today. That's a 14 seed. That's my biggest upset of the tournament is
Which one?
Lipscomb.
You got
Lipscomb.
them? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, upset. So we'll see. I love those upsets, man. I'll tell you, man. I'm a sucker for those 12-5 upsets. 13 and 14. They're just great stories, man. And I don't think it doesn't take a big hit. I guess the strategy to me is like, if I don't think that team is gonna go win the next round anyway, it's like, why not pick them to get upset in the first round, kind of thing.
Right.
Because I don't know, but
We have
everybody has their.
We have 3 people watching from Vegas right now. Alex Noriega, Richard
nice.
Zamora, Anthony Swartz, all saying "What's up" from the link in Las Vegas.
Bro, put it all on black, dog. Put it all on black, baby. Put it all on black.
Very nice.
I love that because I was just telling my sons yesterday. That's one thing I haven't done is done March Madness in Vegas. That's the move,
dude,
man.
I've done
that's
March
the move.
Madness in Vegas.
Sit there with all the screens, bro, and that's the move, man.
I've done March Madness in Vegas about 6 times, and in fact, there's one casino. Let me see if I remember which one it is. There's one casino that's busting out. It's brand new. It's the Virgin Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm.
It's brand new sportsbook, right? They unveiled it for March Madness. Guess what their promotion was, Fernandez?
What's up?
No juice. Straight up bets. Straight up bets.
I like that.
So when you play a game, let's say you bet $100 on just a spread, right?
Yeah.
This is gonna, let's say that you're gonna bet that A&M's gonna cover the 8-point spread against Yale. Yeah. You bet $100, you win 91 back, right? 91.09, because the juice is $8.91, right?
Yeah.
They are allowing for March Madness bets only, no juice. So you bet 100, you win 100.
Okay.
They did that. Yeah, the maximum bet that you could do though was $3,000.
Okay. I like that.
But aside from that, that was their way of saying, everyone come take a look at our sports book.
I love
Fantastic.
it. I love it, man. Yeah.
I was looking at some of the matchups that you have. You have some today, right? But then tomorrow you have McNeese and Purdue. I'd like to pick McNeese to upset Purdue. Arkansas versus St. John's. St. John's over Arkansas. Michigan and Texas A&M. Texas A&M over Michigan. I was like, man, you got maybe some upsets in the making here, man.
Yeah. If we didn't have a lot of in the first round, maybe you get them in the next round. Like I said, I'm hoping to see some upsets today. I also know as a 12 seed, Colorado State is hot. So Colorado State as a 12 seed's hot. I got them upsetting today. Yeah, man, it's just so much fun, man. And it's funny because I always talk to people who know nothing about college basketball, and I tell them, do a bracket. Like they usually are the ones that do better because those of us are like overanalyzing everything. We're like looking at things and we're doing all this. You get somebody that doesn't know anything, and they're like, hey, I like that mascot. I like the color of that team or whatever, and they do better in a bracket. Because they just do it. We're over here overanalyzing. I'm like changing my picks back and forth, and I should have stayed with Muniz, but it's fun, man. I love this time of year. I really do, man. Like I said, my sons and I, this is like a tradition thing. So it goes back to, we talked about this. We're all fathers here. We talked about how sports is not just sports. Like it's memories that we make with our children, whether we go to the games, whether we sit and watch March Madness. Those are forever cherished moments.
Most definitely. Hey, we have our fan bracket challenge going on right now. Star Bears Smiles is in the lead with 140 points. Then we have about a 5-way tie for 5th right now. JD De Hoyos, FNG, Mario's Pinche Bracket, Jordan Schneider, and ESPN Fan 771, all with 130 points. Thank you so much for that. Guess what, Joe? I filled out a bracket. I hit submit. For some reason, it's not part of the group.
Oh man!
I don't know why, but I'm comparing on the other side because I did pick my bracket. For some reason, it didn't link when I did it. So that was crazy. Man. That was crazy. But I
like actually writing it out. I don't know if you guys do like old school style. Like I print out the bracket. I don't know, man. They're just so I'll write it out and then I'll put it into the app with my sons. I
Back in the day,
I only do one league. It's with my sons, but I love writing it, man. I really do.
back in the day in the office, everyone passing out the brackets.
Yes,
and
yeah.
you turn it in by 5 o'clock,
Yeah,
right?
you turn it
Everyone
in, and
come around.
you have your big, yep. No, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
people
sure,
don't
man.
realize, like back in the day, I remember being in fantasy football in like, I don't know, 2000, 2001, 2002, and we would manually count the points. And it would be like, here's your points for the week. We're going to do them all on Monday. And if you let us know by Tuesday if you spot any inaccuracies, like if there was something that I forgot to give you points for.
Yeah.
These kids these days, man.
Man, they got it so easy, bro. They got it so easy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's actually funny. You see, my sons actually were also talking about this because we were talking about like when we first started doing this, and they were like, I remember we all did it on your iPad, Dad. Like I had because I don't even think they had phones back then. Like they were so young. So like I had an iPad, and then we would just go in there and put all our brackets and stuff. So it's fun, man. Like I said, man, it's a lot more than just the sports, man. It's like I said, memories with your kids, having fun, talking trash. I mean, like I said, me and my sons have had this for a while. And when they were younger, I would whoop their ass because, I was, they were young. Now they have far surpassed me. Like they know way more about it. They do the research. Like they watch the games all year. Honestly, I'll be totally honest. I'm not a big college basketball fan through the year. Like I'm not like I watch the big games, but I'm like, I don't watch it religiously like I watch Spurs, but come March Madness time, that's where it kind of bites me a little bit where I don't maybe know as much as, my sons do because they're actually watching all the games and whatnot. So that's fun, man. It's so much fun.
Well, March Madness continues today, the second day of round one. First game's in about 45 minutes. We got Baylor and Mississippi State in an 8-9 matchup. Robert Morris taking on Alabama. Alabama 2 seed. You mentioned Lipscomb.
Yep, that's my team. I need that upset.
Seed. That's a 12:30 tip-off on TNT. Iowa State favored by 14.5. What you do is you bet the money line.
Yeah.
Then the backup is you bet the spread just on the other side.
Yeah.
You mentioned Colorado State coming in hot.
Yep.
12-5 matchup. Colorado State, 12 seed, right?
Yeah.
Favorite to win.
Favorite. Exactly. Yeah.
1.5 points over Memphis. Is Memphis with Penny? Penny Hardaway, Memphis' coach? Okay, that's what I remember. Mount St. Mary's a 16-1 matchup against Duke. Cooper Flagg saying that he's pain free and that he's ready to go. Thank God, because last week he rolled his ankle and looked kind of scary there. Got carried off the court. Vandy and St. Mary's going at it, a 10-7 matchup.
That's going to be good.
4.5 points. St. Mary's is one of those teams who, they play nobody all year long other than Gonzaga in their conference, right? But they do a very, very good job. They're typically in the tournament. They're designed and built for stuff like this. Yeah. We're seeing UNC, an 11 seed, favored by 1.5 points over Ole Miss.
Ooh, so again, that's going to be a good one, man. Yeah.
Is it because UNC? They're a blue blood? Is that why they're favored?
I think so. I think they're blue blood, and those first 4 teams that like Texas lost to Xavier and NC won. Those teams get hot because I feel like they start rolling before the other teams, right? They get those first 4. It's almost like in the NFL where you get the bye, and sometimes the bye doesn't help you, right? Because you've been sitting around for too long. It's kind of like that, I think. So those 11 seeds, like NC, and they're a blue blood, so that helps. I feel like once they got a win already. They're rolling. You know what I mean? They're rolling into the next, rounds where this is their first team. This is the first game for the other team, right? So I don't know, man. It could be one of. I was hoping that would happen to Texas. I was hoping that Texas was going to win, and they were winning, against Xavier. I was hoping they would win and make a run as an 11. But yeah, man, I think NC being a blue blood and coming off a win already is valid.
Now, Alex Noriega on our YouTube stream, our chat line powered by MCS General Contracting, says everyone bet on UConn minus 5.5. Says OU sucks.
Can't disagree with the last part of that, Alex. I can't disagree with the last part of that.
What do they say, Hernandez? It's 10:32 a.m. here in San Antonio,
and OU still sucks. Exactly.
Okay, well that game over there is at 8:25 p.m. according to the ESPN app, so that's a late tip off. Xavier against Illinois, Bryant against Michigan State, death, taxes. Michigan State makes the Sweet 16.
I'm with you.
It just happens.
I have Michigan State knocking off Auburn. Auburn's my first number 1 to go down, and I got Michigan State knocking them off.
Liberty, Auburn. Liberty rather against Oregon rather earlier today. Hey, my best bet ever on March Madness. So check this out. Back in 2002, I remember going. I was 25 years old. 25-year-old Jimenez went to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't have that much money, but I made money that weekend playing craps and whatnot. And I decided that I was going to take my winnings and do futures bets. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I bet, and this was in December before the playoffs started, before the end of the regular season ended in the NFL. I bet that Tampa Bay would win the Super Bowl. And they did. I got huge odds on it. I got like 15-1 on it. I bet that the Spurs would win the title in 2003 because it was December 2022. I got like 7-1 odds. Yeah. I bet on two teams to make it to the NCAA national championship. I bet on two teams. I bet on Syracuse and I bet on Kansas. They played each other in the finals. Syracuse with Carmelo Anthony, 30-1 odds. I knocked down that bet. I bet on the World Series that the Florida
Marlins. Is this a tall tale? Is this a tall tale? I was listening, but now we're getting a little. Is this like a movie version of your life where it's exaggerated a little bit, but it's kind of true?
No. This was me taking my profits from blackjack and from craps, betting a year's worth of futures. And hitting every single one, dude.
Hey, man,
and I wish I would have done that now because I have more money now.
Well, right, you would have been able to put more, yeah.
Yeah, I was betting $50-$100 each one.
Yeah. Now you're a couple of grand, of grand. You're
trying to pull an Adam Sandler, Uncut Gems. Is that what you're trying to do? Come on, man.
Sam Salinas saying the tallest of tall tales. No, my friends, no. So for those of you who are at the link right now, Alex and Joey and Mike and Anthony and all those guys, Richard, they know they were there. I have proof. I have evidence of that all. So
I need to have a video of some guy, a Mexican guy, coming in there and saying "No mames" every time
every time a tall tale comes out.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
Sam comes up and says, "Cough, cough, cough, BS." Cough.
And they were saying that you all see the statue that they have downtown of the NCAA tourney that they installed earlier in the week.
No,
I haven't seen it.
So they have a statue. It's near the Alamo Dome. And what happens is that they go ahead and have all the teams that are playing, and as teams win and stuff, they take names down and put them there, so they have this structure that they have erected that's showing the standings, what's going on in real time. I thought that was pretty cool. It's just, meant to get people excited about the tourney itself. You can go take pictures in front of it and whatnot for social media and all that stuff. So good stuff, man.
Very cool. Very cool. Joined by Fernandez. He's out there in Southern California. We know we love him. We talk about sports. We talk about the Spurs quite often. You can see the gear that he's wearing right now. He represents no matter where he's at. Mamu's performance. I called it on yesterday's show the biggest moment of the year for the Spurs. We had Wemby's 50-point performance. Obviously, off-season moves when it came to getting De'Aaron Fox on the trade. But from a fan perspective, a fan moment out there where watching the game, whether you were in person or watching it on TV, hell, even watching a replay of this. I think Mamu going off for 34 points in 19 minutes, 21 in the fourth quarter, and being hyped up by Flava Flav, formerly a Public Enemy at the end, is the biggest moment for Spurs fans this year. Do you agree, Fernandez?
Absolutely, man. Mamu Mania, baby. Mamu Mania. I love it. This is like a Linsanity moment. You know what I mean? You remember that, right? You remember Jeremy Lin and all that? Like that was right. That's what it's like, man. It's like he's like a cult icon, man, in San Antonio. And then with the Flavor Flav thing, that was super cool. And he was like 7 for 7 from threes. He was dunking. Man. I think it would and again, it's right now, a lot of fans are like, well, none of these games matter. Like, there's not this again, man, like life, there's times in life where things ain't going right and everything seems down. And then like something just sparks, you know what I mean? And something just kind of happens. And having Mamu do that, man, that definitely brought life to the city. I knew there was a lot of people in the arena and they were all like tweeting about it and talking about how amazing the atmosphere was. I was watching on TV. It was amazing. I was actually in LA the last game before that. I'm watching the Spurs play the Lakers, and it was a dismal performance. But again, I still had a good time out in LA, of course. But yeah, man, it was a big moment, man. And you're right. I think it probably was one of the biggest moments. It's going to solidify Mom as one of those like cult icon phenomenons in San Antonio.
No. What do you call him? It's Fernandez. What do you call him, Rick? Spurs legend. Spurs
Spurs
legend.
legend.
Yeah.
Spurs legend. Mom, yeah, Spurs legend, bro. Mamu
So-
mania, baby.
So you look at Mamu. Mamu's a free agent.
Mamu madness. Mamu madness.
I like it. I like it. He's the lowest paid Spur this year, $2.1 million.
Mhm.
He's a free agent. The Spurs have a lot of free agency needs this offseason, right?
Mhm.
And it's weird about it is that, yesterday Joe was telling me, dude, it was just one game. It was just one game. And I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't been much of a Mamu believer. Okay. I know that he had rapport with Wemby. There were certain games he'd ball out there.
Yeah.
But, we talk about the things that lie, right? Women lie, people lie, but numbers never lie.
Yeah.
Here's what the numbers tell us, Fernandez. He plays 9 minutes per game. Okay. But while he's out there, he shoots just as many threes as twos.
Right.
He's shooting 69.9% from twos. He's shooting 42.5% from three, an effective field goal shooting percentage of 66.6%, which is not just high, it's astronomically high. So much so that I went on basketballreference.com and I looked at season statistics for 25 years of Spurs. I've never seen a shooter with a 66.6 average. In fact, I've never seen one with a 64% average. The last one that was that high was Matt Bonner and Brent Barry back in the day.
Jeez.
That being said, have we been sleeping on this guy the entire time? He's 6'11". His per 36, Fernandez, 22.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. That is his per 36. Have we been sleeping on this guy the entire time?
Look at what Mario Cavazos put. Mario said, "Mama la culo." He said, "Mama la culero."
Actually, Yomi's asking a boxing question, and I would love to get back to that later. Joe, please remind me of that.
He's asking about Lamont versus Tank.
Yeah, that's a good question. We could get back to that later. I like that, but let's get back to that later. To answer Jimenez's question, well, "we" is a relative word. I hear that a lot. Did we sleep on him? Did we do this and we did that? I don't know about we. Y'all might have, but no. Mamu is a he's a specialty guy, and like to your point, Mike. They said he's the only player to score that many points in less than 20 minutes or whatever, right? The stat was. So
Right.
he's a specialty guy that can come and do that for you. Is he going to do that every night? No, right? Let's be real, right? He's not going to give you 30 every night. But like you said, Mike's a finance guy. So your return on investment for a guy like Mamu, what he's getting paid and the minutes he's playing is astronomical, like you just said. So, I mean, yeah, man, you gotta play, he does need more minutes, or he needs to be out there more. Now, here's the thing, though, and this might not be popular. To say he needs like more minutes, like a start and all that might take away his niche. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's what he needs to be. Maybe infuse him a little bit more into the lineup, but that's what he's going to be, though. He's going to be that, like, hey, Steve Kerr, we need you in, even though you haven't played the entire series, to knock down a bunch of threes, you know what I mean, against Dallas. Yeah, right? So I think you need that, But if you bring Mamu in and, like, make him a starter or, like, pay him a bunch of money and have him play a bunch of minutes, maybe it takes away that niche that he has. I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. But I think we just need to infuse him a little bit more, or they need to infuse him a little bit more to get him to have a couple of those big games like that. But yeah, man, I mean, I think he's been slept on.
I'm looking at Mamu's minutes per game. He's 14th on the team in minutes per game. The only player that has played fewer minutes than him on average when in the lineup is Blake Wesley. Okay.
Blake's been getting minutes lately, man, and Blake's been earning them.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Our good friend Zed's Dead on Twitter, out there in Australia.
Yeah.
She was mentioning the fact that on Twitter the other day, talking about Blake Wesley and saying, hey, Blake has looked pretty good these days.
Mm-hmm.
Blake is on a team option at the end of this season. I believe the Spurs may have already picked it up.
I think they did. Mm-hmm.
Blake Wesley is a player that his rookie season, before he got hurt, was looking pretty damn good. Looking like, hey,
he was looking flashy. He was
like we don't need Trey Jones. We have Blake Wesley. Then he got hurt, comes back, got hurt again. It's one of those things where I think Blake Wesley has been his body's been his own worst enemy when it comes to things, and he's out of the rotation, out of the mix, because you have De'Aaron Fox, you've got Steph Castle, you've got other players who could bring the ball up the court. But Blake Wesley has one more season to kind of prove himself here with the Spurs.
Yeah. No, I think the writing's on the wall. I mean, we got Malachi out in Austin, right? I mean, he's doing that. So I think those two are kind of always joined at the hip when it comes to like Blake and Malachi, like, you know, who's going to be doing what. And it looked like there was a time where like Malachi looked like he was, you know, going to like emerge a little bit. And here's the thing. We still know what they are. Like, they're never going to be the starting point guard or anything like that. They're the third guy in the guard rotation, whatever. But that doesn't mean they're not going to contribute and they can do things. So to me, Blake, I mean, he's doing the most with the minutes he's received. I mean, got it. It's Fox is out. If Fox wasn't out, he probably wouldn't be getting these minutes. But his speed is what sets him apart too. I mean, the dude is fast. I mean, and he's been playing a lot more defense as far as like poking the ball out and doing all that. Yeah, man. I just Blake's gonna. Hey, man, it's, you know, when your number's called, you gotta show up and you gotta produce, and that's what he's doing. So. Yeah, man, you're right, Mike. I think he started off hot, but that injury kind of didn't help, which is anybody, man, right? And it's hard to come back from those injuries. But it's interesting, man. It's interesting to see kind of some of these players kind of take their moment.
Give me a letter grade, because we talked about Mamu, right? And this was the comment that I made on yesterday's show. I don't know if you watched it or not, but when I saw Mamu play a couple days ago, the basketball IQ was off the charts. He played like the old man at the YMCA gym playing men's league basketball. Pump fake, wrap around pass. It was all fundamentals. Brutal fundamentals is all he did the other day. He did not shoot an ill-advised shot. He made 13 out of 14. The one that he missed was blocked. Probably was going to go in, right?
Yeah.
It was one of those things. And I look at the basketball IQ, and I kind of, not to take a stab at our good friend Jeremy Sohan, but I wish Jeremy Sohan had that IQ offensively that Mamu has. And that's one of the things where it's like, what's more important, the offense or defense? Because we did the per 36, right? Mamu's 22 points, 10.5 rebounds per game. That per 36 is better than Sohan's per 36. Sohan right now this season averaging 25.5 minutes per game, averaging 11.5 points. So his per 36 is 15 points. Yeah. Right? He's averaging 6 rebounds, which means his per 36 is 8. I'm not saying that Mamu's a better player than Sohan, but what I'm saying is that when you extrapolate the numbers,
he's more effective.
He's more effective. And isn't that weird? And Mamu's 6'11". Mamu's 6'11". And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, there was one play where Mamu's going in, is just ball faking, gets underneath, sets up Sohan for an easy layup, and Sohan for some reason jumps when the pass was thrown at him for no reason and bobbles the ball out of bounds. And I'm like, why was he jumping? Sean Elliott's exact words were, why was Sohan jumping right there?
Look at what JHNSB put. Mamu better than Sohan. You didn't say it, Mike, but he did.
Well, I'm trying to get there without being a dick. Is basically it.
Well, and here's the thing. I think when we talk about a guy like Mamu, and I love the guy, and I've been having the pleasure to meet him. There was an event that they had at the it was like a Frost Bank event, and it was like a barbecue, and it was like really like small, and it was like really interactive. And Mamu was there, and I took I put it on my Twitter before people seen it. Took a picture with him. He interacted with people, with kids and family members. He's such a nice guy. He's awesome. Again, but what I say, nice guy, and $10 gets you a coffee every morning, right? And I get that. So it's not just about being a nice guy, but I'm just saying he is also a really, really nice guy, a really a member of the community. But he's played overseas, right? Going back to, I think of these guys like their pedigree or whatever you want to call it, like where they come from. Mamu played overseas when he was younger. He's been back and forth to the States. He played at Seton Hall for four years of college, right? In Seton Hall and banging out in New York. I mean, that, bro, yeah, you want to talk? We probably don't even know some of the, like, you hear these like Rucker Park stories and all that. So what I'm saying is, he has all that, you know what I mean? So he's not rattled when it comes to stuff like this. And I'm not downing Jeremy either, but 1 year at Baylor, not even starting, coming into the NBA, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like decipher like what we're dealing with here. So for me, a guy like Mamu, he's a little bit older. He's again 4 years at Seton Hall, undrafted, having to battle through like it's just like life. Like when you've dealt with a bunch of adversity and all that kind of stuff, you don't really get rattled easy. You know what I mean? Like you don't get rattled easy when you've dealt with that. So that's what I see when I see Mamu. Mamu, like you said, he doesn't make bad plays. He's not out of position because he's probably like studying when he's on the bench. Like when he's on the bench, he's he'd be the kind of guy that'd be a good coach. A lot of players, a lot of star players are not good coaches, yeah, right? Because they're just stars. They go out there and they're just uber talented, whatever, and they go off their talent. There's guys that got to work hard to be at the end of the bench. You know what I mean? And those guys have that high IQ. Generally. But yeah, man. It's kind of unfair in a way, I guess, to say like, oh well, Jeremy versus Mamu, and I like people like to kind of have these discussions. I mean, I don't know if it's a versus thing, but like you said, he's more saying that Mamu's more effective than Jeremy is not, saying, well, he's better or he has a higher ceiling or whatever the case may be. It's a fact, right? I mean, look at his time on the court is more effective.
Jeremy's a better defender. That will give.
That's definitely, yeah.
As far as the height is conced, people are reaching out to us saying 6'9". It depends on the website. I've seen some websites. I'm looking at them
shoes
right
on,
now.
shoes off. I don't know.
Basketball Reference has him as 6'11". NBA.com has him as 6'9". So it just depends. But either way, the three things that we talk about the Spurs need: someone who can shoot the ball, someone who can spread the floor, someone who can rebound.
Yeah.
Mamu does all three, shooting 42.5% from three.
Mamu's the Swiss Army knife, dude. He can do it all.
Yeah.
Put his ass out there, man. Give him some minutes.
Yeah. No, I definitely think Mamu needs more minutes. Mamu's a surgeon, or he's just his surgeons, I guess. Would be nice with Wemby out with him. Having that the team of Wemby and Mamu together would be interesting, like both at full force kind of thing. Yeah, man, I think Mamu needs to stay on the team. Like again, I think Jimenez put that out there about should they go after somebody else or pay him? And it's not about the one game. Like it's not just about that one game. Like no, don't get me wrong, that one game is amazing, but sometimes one game is more than one game. I mean, like you said, that is just, and maybe I'm not trying to be emotional and all that, but it is, man. Like that stirs things, man, of people. I guarantee you, man, like you saw Keldon being on, he's always hyped up, but he was hyped there, man. You got Flavor Flav out there. Like it's just, this could.
Mamu's got that Riz, bro.
Yeah. He's got that something you just can't you just can't put your finger on, like it reminds me of Austin Powers, like Dr. Evil. He's like, he has mojo, and he's like, what? He's like, it's what the French call, I just don't know, like you just can't put your finger on it.
You know what it is at the end of the day? It's just that Mamu is more efficient with his minutes than Sohan is, because they like to make
and I love Jeremy. I'm not knocking him, but if Jeremy had the minutes that Mamu had, he wouldn't be making the most out of those minutes.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, right? I'm just saying that's not a knock, or people don't go crazy. I don't think Jeremy would. He wouldn't make the most out of the minutes that if he was getting the Mamu minutes. So I mean, Mamu is making those minutes, but like I said, we don't know if that's because he's getting those minutes, or if you put Mamu in the starting lineup and he has to be starting over and over and over. We don't know how that would be. I think Mamu is just a specialty niche Swift Army nice guy, and that's
I asked this to a friend of mine yesterday. I think I asked it of Joe as well. You have a choice. You're the GM. You're Brian Wright.
Mm-hmm.
You can have Jeremy Sohan on an extension for 3 years, $60 million.
Mm-hmm.
$20 million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have Mamu for 3 years for $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want?
Well, I mean, we're both money guys, so I'm looking at it from a money perspective. But Mamu's again, it's your return for investment is going to be Mamu, and then that situation.
Right.
I really do, man. And again, that's not a knock on Jeremy, man. Like a lot of people like to make this versus someone. Mamu's, victories aren't, Jeremy's, downfalls or whatever the case may be. Like, but no, man. If you're posed with that from a money standpoint and from a return on your investment standpoint, I'd go with Mamu if I'm the GM.
You know what?
Right, fans are gonna be upset that I let Jeremy go if I was the GM, but they'll get over it. They'll get over it.
What Jeremy Sohan's name is gonna be, dude, when they go ahead and they're gonna look at how much money it's gonna take to keep him. Gone. They're gonna let him go. You know what Mike's gonna say? Good.
But I guess my question would be then, like, what other team is gonna throw a bunch of money at him? He may find himself in a situation where he's like, no one else is giving me. I don't know. I'm just saying, like that. I mean, if we're saying that, what's going to lure him to? Maybe he'll take less to stay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, like.
I will say that Sohan has played better this year. Sohan has played better this year. Okay,
yeah.
He's shooting fewer threes. He's not bringing the ball up the court anymore. He's playing the position he was supposed to play, that God created him for. Yeah. So he's playing better this year. It's just one of those things where it's kind of like, at the end of the day, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing special. He's an above average defender, but he's most likely just a guy. He's never going to be an all-star. He'll ball out 2, 3, 4 times a year, but he's just a dude. I mean, that's just simply it. Hey, Fernandez, predictions tonight. Who you got, Cavaliers or the Suns?
Oh, man, Cavaliers are rolling. I'll take Cavaliers.
Who you got, Pistons or the Mavericks? Mavericks have lost 9 out of 10.
Pistons.
Who you got, the Spurs over the Sixers?
Spurs, baby.
So what you're telling me, Fernandez, is that at the end of tonight, the Spurs are going to be 2 games outside the last spot of the play-in tournament with 13 games to go. That's what you're telling me.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. They're going to be right there flirting with playing, man. And all those people that left the ship are gonna come right back, man. Come right back. I love on Twitter, or on the X as Joe calls it. I love on Twitter when people say things like, I'm done watching this team. Like I'm done. I get the frustration. I really do. I do. But people literally will be like, I'm done watching this team. I'm not watching them no more. And then they're still watching. Like, I mean, what? Like, if you don't want to watch, don't watch. Like, seriously, please. Like, I don't understand. That's what I don't get. I'm not here. I don't want to tell fans how to fan and all that crap. I get that. But if you don't want to watch and you're done with them, well, then be done with them.
Okay,
that's all. I mean,
so let's reel this back in a little bit. All right, let's reel it back in. Let's say that they do flirt with that, right? Let's say the Spurs win tonight. Everything holds to form. They're 2 games out of the play-in tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
We're team playing. We're team hooping, right?
Yeah. We hooping. Yeah.
Doesn't that mean if the Spurs get that 10 spot, that we got to bring Mitch Johnson back?
Ooh. Look, man. I know Mitch Johnson has gotten so much heat and criticism, man. And at first he was like the God-sent child, because everyone was done with Pop and they didn't want Pop no more and all that. So in the beginning he was winning and everybody was all about Mitch. And then he's, obviously reached some criticism. People are kind of probably not like this, but give Mitch a full offseason, man, and a maybe a shot at picking his own staff. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, it's not that easy, man. I love how easy people think it is, armchair quarterbacks, Monday morning quarterbacks, to say things like, "Oh, it's just black and white. Like Mitch just sucks." He as a basketball coach, he doesn't. He's a smart dude. Like he's a Stanford grad. Like so. It's funny when people like, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, but are like Palo Alto grads. Are like, Mitch is dumb. Mitch is dumb. You know what I mean? The dude's a Stanford grad. I'm just saying, let's stop. So
you say that he's Stanford nice, but the haters are Palo Alto nice.
I'm just saying, bro. We got an AA from like SAC. And hey, look, nothing wrong with that, bro. I respect it. But to say things like Mitch Johnson is dumb when he went to Stanford, I mean, that's a little crazy to me, I'm just saying.
Listen to what Rick is saying. He just called the haters dumb, right? And what does Mike call the city? Poor. It's like,
oh man, look, we're about to be a villain tag team. Mike and I are about to be a villainous tag team in San Antonio. I'm just saying, bro. Hey, no disrespect to anyone who went to SAC and Palo Alto and Northwest Vista. Like, I get it. I love you guys, man. I love you. I do. I went to John Jay, baby.
Dude.
I went to John Jay, baby. I get it. But what I'm saying is, for you to say things like a guy that went to Stanford is dumb or doesn't know what he's doing or whatever, that's out of pocket. Like, it really is. You know what I'm saying? The dude is in a tough situation, man. The dude been thrown into a very difficult situation. No, doesn't have his own staff. Doesn't have an off season. I say give him a chance. I say give him a chance on off season and staff. Villains. All jokes aside, that's what I say.
The villains of San Antonio, Rick and Mike. Who would have thought?
First of all,
Cena, bro. John Cena turned a heel, bro, and you know.
Fernandez, I didn't think you had it in you, man. I didn't think I had it in you to say Paul Walter nice.
Get the Shaq meme. I wasn't familiar with your game. You know what I'm saying? Come on, baby.
Okay, because Fernandez went to UT Austin, right? Went to Texas.
Yes.
Was a Texas Longhorn.
University of Texas. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So last night I got home and I was talking to Chica, and she's met some of my friends from college, right? But my college friends all went to Texas State.
Yeah.
I went to Texas State. I went there for 2.5 years. Spent 5 semesters over there, and all that stuff. But my degree is UTSA. My last 2 semesters was UTSA because I dropped out the end of my junior year to go pursue broadcasting career. I was already being offered jobs in TV reporting. I went and I did that. When I moved back to San Antonio, I went to UTSA, enrolled for 2 semesters, got my degree, right? So UTSA, that on the wall right there is a UTSA degree, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't make friends at UTSA. I just went there for 2 semesters just to finish it up, right?
Yeah.
So my college experience is at Texas State. So I'm talking to Chica, and Chica goes, I didn't realize you graduated from UTSA. And do you know what she called it? She called it Ghetto UT.
I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, I don't know, man. She's not wrong, you know. July 26th says, "What's wrong with the Marbach education?" Nothing. I went to John Jay, baby. I went to Pease, dog. I went to alternative. Okay, I went to the alternative school twice. You know what I'm saying? So, like, trust me, bro. Right up the road from Pease, bro. Like, I went to the alternative school. I went to Pease. I was a super senior. It took me 5 years to graduate high school, okay? Because that last year, I was a teenage father. I was fucking off. I was doing whatever. So trust me, man. I get the Marbach education, bro. Don't get it twisted. I was just blessed. I was blessed through the Marine Corps to get to go to the University of Texas.
It's not just the Marbach education, Rick. It's also the duck pond education, man.
Oh, bro, come on. That's the real education, bro. The duck pond is the real education, bro. The
Joe, what
is the real education?
What middle school did you go to, Joe?
The middle school, I went to Shepherd.
So we got Shepherd, we got Pease, we got Saul Ross in the house, baby.
Oh, Saul Ross, man. Yeah. Rayburn, all those schools, bro. I got love for all those schools, bro. You know, we're joking, we're having fun, you know, but it's, you know, I got love for all those schools, man. But it is what it is, bro. It makes
except for Anson Jones. F them.
Oh man, Anson Jones, yeah. And that's what was funny about John Jay was everybody for John Jay, it was like Anson Jones, Rayburn, Pease, like all those middle schools merged into John Jay. You know what I'm saying? So freshman year, it was this whole like click thing, bro. Like we're like, nah, fuck you for Anson Jones and Rayburn, and we're Pease and all that, you know. So, man, it's a good time. It's a good time. But yeah, Ghetto UT, that's interesting. I mean, I don't think she's wrong. You know,
I don't know. She have to call it good Ghetto UT or Hood UT. One of the two. Something derogatory like that. We have a super chat coming in from Mario Cavazos. He says, it's Friday. We don't give a damn. Un grito for Mamu. And Fernandez sharing a basket of French fries.
There you go. We're going to play the grito.
Por presumir a mis amigos les conté que en el amor.
Dude, people are coming after Chica. We have
I know.
Selena saying from ruining movies,
to
to now disrespecting my runners. Chica's on thin ice. And Mario says, "Dump her ass." Okay, so did you get the ruining of movies?
You know what? I haven't even met her yet, and I like her. So we'll see. I like her.
Joe's met her a few times. He's supportive. And can I dump her? No, because she's fine. Let me ask you this. She has ruined movies for me. We talked about last time you were here. We talked about how she ruined Full Metal Jacket because she mentioned
near and dear to my heart as a Marine. So
she ruined it by mentioning that Pyle. It was the first time she'd ever watched it.
Yeah.
With special needs.
Yeah. Hey, at the end of the month, man, those recruiters need to make their quota, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. I have never been a recruiter, thank God, because that's a very difficult job. But I've had a lot of my buddies have been recruiters. Let me tell you, bro, you got to make quota at the end of the month, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to slide someone in there, dog, and like.
It's like this, right, Rick? Because I know, I've grown up being in the military, working alongside all branches of the military.
Yeah.
Because I had jobs over at Security Hill with Kelly Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Every branch or every group, every branch or
cool.
every group of the military has their guy. You have everybody that's doing their job and doing a great job, working together as a team, and you got the one fuck up of the group,
bro.
And I remember,
you're right.
You know. And I remember when I was over there working alongside the Air Force, right? Everybody there, a bunch of airmen, man. Everybody doing great work, knew exactly what to do. And we had the one fuck up of the group, Airman White, dude. If you knew you put him on the case, something was going to happen. We're going to have to do the job twice. And in our first shirt, our Master Sergeant, it was Master Sergeant Kirk. He would just look at him and he would come in later, something. He'd go, oh,
bro. No, you know what? I like Full Metal Jacket. I mean, I would say it's extreme, but then again, I would say, dude, that was during Vietnam, you know. So it's not that far off, right? So, but that is a thing in boot camp, bro. Like again, I went to Marine Corps boot camp, dog. You have people who are just constantly fucking up, man, and constantly just doing wrong. And the drill instructors, they divide and conquer like that. It doesn't matter. You punish one person. You punish everybody else for them fucking up. That's something, bro. You got a Pile, eating the donut, and everybody else is having a push and all that. Like, bro, you want to talk about that, and that's what they do, bro. They divide and conquer because they'll let you handle yourself. Them soap parties, those late night soap parties, that's the thing, dog. That's the thing, bro. Like, that's the thing. Real talk. I mean,
did you hear how she bagged on and ruined the movie Overboard with Kurt Russell and
I think I remember that.
She said that she goes, oh, so Kurt Russell's character raped her and kidnapped her.
I don't know if I'm down with all the ruining of movies, to be honest, but I like the other stuff about her. But don't ruin my movies, man. You know what I mean?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, she ruined also.
Yeah.
Because
Mario also says Gus Garcia in the house. That's
nice.
That's Buddha West Side right there.
So Joe, yesterday for lunch after the show, I met up with Chica. She is a dental hygienist, and there's a Mexican restaurant right next to one of her offices. And Mexican food in this area is kind of sucks, dude. I mean, I'm in Conroe right now. I have gone to probably 10 different Mexican restaurants over the last year over here. I've liked 2 of them, right? But there's one in Shenandoah, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of next to the Woodlands where she works. Catty Corner. Opposite side of the freeway, right? The rich side of the freeway is on the left. The not so rich on the right.
That's how it is, bro. Other side of the tracks.
It's still not bad though. That area is still not bad. Mexican restaurant there, actually really good. Okay, it's San Antonio level good. So it's the best one I've come across.
Wow.
She ordered beef fajitas, sizzling fajitas, right? So the fajitas come out, and it came with jalapeno peppers that had like cheese on the outside and inside. It was pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. And then it had grilled wieners draped over it, like just wieners across, like crisscrossing wieners. And I'm there going, man, it was so good, but I got concerned because I was like, I don't like eating wieners, dude. I just don't.
Oh my God!
You know they're gonna turn that into a meme now.
Jay Tatum V says Mike gives Torchy Taco vibes. Dude, there's that gif where like wieners are just thrown at that chick's face. That's what they're gonna do to Mike. They're gonna do that to you, Mike. God damn, man.
Well, it was
just listening right now, and he's gonna be like, cook.
Well, it's gross, man. Like wieners and eggs. It was gross, man.
Come
Now I
on.
ended up having it with the tortilla yesterday. It was good. It was gross. It was like a hot dog, right? Just is what it is, right? Put a little guacamole and sauce on it, you're fine. But man, it was so funny because I was like, "Is that weenie?" Like on top of the sizzling fajitas, we got grilled weenie on top. That's just kind of weird.
Well, I mean, I don't mind like weenie and egg and all that for breakfast kind of thing. But on the sizzling fajitas, yeah, I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me. Like,
it was draped on top.
Doesn't sound right to me. Yeah.
It was draped. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send that photo to Joe right now. I don't want to. If I'm gonna DM it to you, Joe. Like, what was going on with this plate? It was good. I just DM'd it to you if you want to put it up there. It was good, but I just don't like it, by the way. And speaking of weenus, hot dogs, right? I hate hot dogs, but every once in a while, I'm fine. But most often than not, no. But I was watching TV yesterday during March Madness, and Heinz is doing the promos, right? And they have Kendrick Lamar screaming mustard.
Yeah, I saw that.
I love the fact that Kendrick Lamar is getting that Heinz money, dude.
Yeah,
but there's the weenus on top.
Yeah, that's kind of off. That's kind of off.
Mike, that looks like sausage, bro.
No, it was weenus, dude. It was straight up weenus. It wasn't sausage. It was thick weenus.
Hey,
that's what she said. That's what she said.
Mike, bro, you ain't helping yourself today, man.
It was girthy wiener. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. Next thing you're going to say is the wiener was throbbing. Come on.
Sam Salina says, not draped, Mike. They were just plopped on top.
Mario Cavazos says, pinche cara de wiener.
That's why I like this show, bro, because all the necios come out, dude.
That's OG shit, bro. It's unfiltered, bro. It's unfiltered. It's uncensored. You know.
Oh Lord.
That's what it is.
Sam says that my plate was throbbing.
Yeah.
Look at this. Matt Gomez sent us this.
We not so madness.
We not so madness.
Oh man.
Oh, dude.
Man. Something else, bro. That's good.
So, speaking of Mexican restaurants, I don't know if you saw this. I'm gonna see if I can send this to Joe. There was a restaurant in San Antonio that went extra level because somebody dined and dashed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I'm gonna send this in, but let me ask you this, Fernandez: have you ever dined and dashed before?
I have actually. Yeah. It's funny you're talking about this because I was just talking to Steph about this because she was just like, "That's so crazy!" Like she couldn't believe that I have. I was at a restaurant. I think it was like a Chili's or like a chain place, and the service sucked. Just all night it was horrible, and I was sitting there. I was with my ex-wife years ago, and like I was ready. Like we were done. Like I was like, all right, like I'm ready for my bill, and like. The waitress, she passed us and I said, hey, I'm ready to cash out. And she's like, okay, never came. I'm talking like, bro, we're waiting. And I was like already pissed off at how bad the service was. She took forever to come bring me my check. I was like, fuck this. I'm leaving. Yeah. Like, I'm not waiting anymore. Like I literally.
It was just you getting tired. You didn't just bail.
No,
it wasn't a planned. It wasn't a planned.
No. But I guess like the definition of dining and dash, I did. Like I left because I was like, fuck this. I'm not gonna wait. It took forever. So that was my dining and dashing experience, I guess.
So I just sent Joe a DM. Joe, I don't know if you got it.
Yeah.
But there's a Mexican restaurant. This is on mysa.com. Pollyanna Rocha, the food reporter at the Express News, wrote this. El Pacifico put a customer on blast. Right? Just not only posting a photo of her, but they got so pissed off. If you scroll down the article, Joe.
Yeah.
If you scroll down the article, there is a video that they put together. It's a hyperlink in there. Right on, scroll up. There's a hyperlink where it says posted on Facebook, where they put music to it, Joe.
They did a remix. They did a remix of her dining and dancing.
Of her walking in and walking out. It was great.
Al brincar se quedaron con las ganas, se les peló Baltasar.
Hey, that's funny, bro.
Okay,
They
that
did the remix.
was on the Facebook page, but
They
very
did a
nice.
remix
But
of her dining and dashing. Yeah.
dude, I went to the there is a liquor store by near Alamo Ranch, like on Culebra and 1604, outside the loop about half a mile. There's a liquor store. It's not a Specs, but it's like a, I don't know, Don's and Ben's, or what used to be Don's and Ben's or whatever back in the day.
Man, that's old school. Don's and Ben's is old school. That reminds me of my parents. Shit.
I know that's old. It wasn't that. It was one
I know
of
what you
those
mean.
types.
It's akin to that. Yeah.
It's a chain store, right?
Yeah.
They have on their window a wall of people who've stolen liquor from there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a wall of shame.
Like a wall of shame, right? Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll tell you what I did do as a teenager was beer runs. Like beer runs.
Yeah.
I'm talking like walk into a fucking store, grab a couple of fucking, and bam, dude. Like no shit. This is like 16-year-old fucking Fernandez, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, me and my boys would go into stores and we just like straight up grab fucking cases and bounce, right? One time, because most of the time, like the fucking cashiers at a Valero, like, I'm not talking about like a little small like Habib store or mom and pop, because that is their store. Like they care about that. The dude working, making minimum wage behind the counter usually doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, why do I care? Like I'm working for Valero. Like that ain't no issue to me. One time, the dude came around the corner and like chased us. And I was like, oh shit. Like this dude like cares about this shit, you know? And like he literally came around the corner, chased us, dog. And we're like booking it, trying to get out of there with our beer. I think like I dropped one of the cases or something, but like, man, yeah, that was wild times.
I don't know why that reminds me of the movie The Town, when they're like, who to case, you know, who to go after. Like, oh, you don't rob from that guy. That guy wears his boots a certain way, you know?
Yeah.
He's gonna chase after you. No, that's funny, man. I accidentally dined and dashed about a year ago. I met up with my good friend JJ, who's also kind of he's kind of like also somebody that I turn to for business advice and whatnot. We went to Papacitos. They're on I-10 and Huebner, in that area. And you know, sometimes I pay, sometimes he pays. We have lunch a couple times a year, like it have been for many, many years. And he's a good guy, very, very successful. And at the end of it, I'm driving off and I'm driving home, and I'm already by Alamo Ranch, so I'm about 15 minutes away. I realized I didn't I didn't tell him thank you for lunch, and I felt like that's kind of a dick move. So I called him. I was like, JJ, dude, thank you so much for lunch, man. I forgot to tell you that, you know, respect you, yada, yada, yada. And he goes, what do you mean?
I thought you paid.
I thought I paid. So there I am turning back around, and I called him.
Y'all both just got up and left, or what? Or how
he thought I paid. I thought he paid.
Yeah.
Right? So it was a complete accident. I called over to Papacitos, and I said, hey, I called them. I said, hey, we accidentally dined and dashed. It was not on purpose. I thought he paid. He thought I paid. I'm heading on back to pay for it. They said, sir, we're not going to charge you for that meal. And I said, well, why not? And they said, well, because it's already been erased in the system as a dine and dash. So we can't just plug it back in and then whatever.
Yeah.
We've already written it off as a loss. So now I feel really bad.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm like, well, what about the waitress? Because she took that tip and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I said, can you all take my card information down for a tip? And they said, no, cash. So I was like, okay, well, crap, I'll just go back to the store. So I go back to the restaurant, and I offered to pay for the meal. They said, no, we've already written it off. But I had stopped at security service. I got cash, and I found that waitress, and I explained the situation.
Yeah.
She, no lie, started crying. She started crying. And I said, hey, you know, complete accident. I thought my friend paid. He thought I paid. We realized the mistake down the road. We came back to give you your tip. And I tipped her well, right? It was like it was well beyond 15-25%. It was probably the 50-60% range, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm so sorry, whatever. And she told me, she goes, man, I was about to quit this place.
Yeah.
She goes, I've been having crappy tips, and then I dined and dashed all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I felt bad.
Yeah.
But no, man. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
my
you know,
dine and dash story.
I mean, I have a similar story. It's not about dining and dashing, but I had just moved somewhere, and you know how like when you travel, when you move, sometimes your bank will think like, oh,
Yeah.
are you is it fraud because it's like in different states, you know, whatever. So something had happened with my card, and I didn't realize it. So like I ordered, I did or whatever. My card kept declining. It kept declining, It was late at night too, so like I couldn't call my bank, and like my card kept declining, and I was new. I just moved to the area, and like I told the people like, look, my card's declining. Like I don't know like what to tell you. Like I'm sorry. Like I'll figure this out tomorrow and call them, and I promise I'll come back. And they didn't know me from Adam. Yeah, they could have just been like whatever. They were like, no problem, no issue. They didn't give me no shit, whatever. So like I left, and the next morning my bank figured it out, and they're like, oh okay, we thought it was fraud, and they fixed it, whatever. And then I went back. And kind of a similar situation. The waitress was pregnant. And like, I was like, I'm back, I'm paying, like, I'm going to give you a big ass tip, whatever. Cause you didn't have to just let me leave. Like, you could have just been like made a big, you know what I mean? Like, they were cool with it. Like, yeah, we trust you, like, whatever. And I'm like, damn, like, that's crazy. Cause I could have just left, you know? So, you do good things for good people, and it helps, and, people, I've been accused of being a bad guy, a horrible this and a horrible that, but like, so I guess bad people do good things sometimes, you know what I mean? But
Just gotta make it right.
Yeah, you make it right, man. That's what it boils down to.
You know what? Speaking of making it right, you want it done right the first time. Let's give some love to our good friends here of MCS General Contracting, where you can reach out to them for all your contracting needs when it comes to concrete. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That's right. I've given them a couple referrals this past week. I've given people their number as well. So fantastic. Again, the number is 210-774-9155. 774-9155. Doesn't matter what you need when it comes to concrete placement. I hear the plane going by. Whether it be anything residential, anything business related, you need a ramp, you need a sidewalk, you need a parking lot, they can do it. 210-774-9155. Joined by Spurs.
You know what? It's funny you say that about the plane, because I'm actually by like a skydiving area. Like there's not too far from me. Yeah, not too far from me here. There's like a little area where they have small planes and they do like skydiving and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No. Well, I mean, I have as in the military, but not like for fun.
Okay. No, I have, but people were shooting at me.
Not other fucking toys, but no. I've never done it like for fun.
Not for leisure. One of my neighbors was trying to convince me to skydive with him. He's an instructor over at Lackland Air Force Base. And he was like, hey, I need to do X number of jumps per month.
Jumps. Yep. Yeah.
And he goes, some have to be individual, some have to be tandem. He goes, if you want to go.
Yeah. And
I don't know, man. I've thought about it. My ex-wife did it. My first ex-wife jumped out of a plane. Okay, first of all, here's the thing. The scariest ride for me of all time is the Ferris wheel.
No.
You put me on a Ferris wheel, I lose
just a slow height.
The slow height.
The slow height, yeah. I mean, a fast roller coaster is just so fast, right? I
love it.
Yeah. It's a bullet to the head. Like I'm done. Like I don't want to slow death.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, I don't care if it's the kiddie ride at SeaWorld that goes up only 12 feet. God. I don't want to be suspended in the air that way. But jump out of a plane.
It's going to be so fast. I think it's going to be okay for you then. It's not slow, So, yeah.
What Mario Cavazos has put here in the chat. He says, Joe, tell him the time you saved a bus full of children from a fire after battling a pack of wolves. It's tell time.
No, man. I think the skydiving won't be bad for you, Mike. Just because, like I said, it happens so fast, So,
did you hear that? Did you hear that Katy Perry's going into space?
Yeah, I saw that with a bunch of other women over there.
Wow.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos' thing, Blue Origin.
Yeah.
So it's the 31st mission. This was announced recently. It's going to be an all-female crew, including Lauren Sanchez, who's Jeff Bezos' chick.
Yeah.
She's a former journalist. Carrie Ann Flynn, Katy Perry, Gayle King, Oprah's best friend, Amanda Wynn, and Aisha Bowe. I believe that's a pilot.
Man,
Aisha Bowe is a NASA rocket scientist.
To have money like that, to where you're just like, you know what, we're going in space. Like, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like it's Tuesday. I feel like let's go to space. Like,
look at the irony of it, though, man. Look at the way this is what he's sending them out in, bro. Like,
sending all the women, dude. Sending all the women out in that.
Come on,
if you had asked South Park to create what the rocket would look like, South Park would have created that. It came with balls and everything.
Sam Salinas says,
thing, bro,
Sam Salinas is reading our mind, talking about all the inappropriate jokes. Exactly.
Look at that, dude. Exactly. Come on, bro.
It's throbbing, Mike. It's throbbing. That looks like a Saturday night for me, man. When I come into town, shit. Steph, watch out, baby. Shit.
Lift off, man.
Is it going to be the first mission to space that has music being played inside?
Oh, yeah, of course.
The Teenage Dream soundtrack.
Katy Perry's going to have a damn concert in space. You know what I'm saying? Man.
Can you imagine?
This is what we do on Fridays, man. This is why we love Fridays.
Dude, for real, man. You're going to put the women in that thing, dude? Like, come on.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, that's crazy. Jeff Bezos, man. I mean, the money that guy has. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
He's the one that probably approved the design. They're like,
of course. He's all over that, bro. Come on, man. That ain't by accident,
Bro. Hey, man, let's also give some love to Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
So one of the posts that we have from Jeff G Spurs Zone, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5, is the fact that the new Wemby alien logo dropped for his shoes. And Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns says that Wemby has the best logo in sports.
I saw that. Are you hinting to something, Devin? Are you hinting to something? I don't know. This is how it starts, bro. This is like getting into in the DMs. Like he's starting something, He's starting something.
It's a little footsies. It's
like,
what it
exactly.
is.
It's like a little sliding DMs. Yeah, exactly. It's something. So it's funny. Matt Gomez said Austin Powers. We're talking about the rocket. It does give me that. It gives me those vibes. It gives me those vibes. I love that Austin Power thing where like they have the rocket and they show all these like innuendos about like they show like Woody and he's like 2 balls, 1 strike. Like right, they go through this whole. He's like Wayne, pay attention, right? Like they're talking about all these different innuendos. It's funny.
Fantastic. Spurs back in action tonight. Philadelphia 76ers coming to town. Philadelphia has reasons to lose.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we talk about tanking, right? And according to Basketball Tankathon, the Spurs right now have the 9th best odds to win the lottery, right? To win the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Mm-hmm. Right now, Philadelphia is 23-46, right? Number six worst record, right? So we have the records right there, right? So Toronto is 24-46. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia cannot afford to win games because you see that lock right there on Philadelphia?
Yeah.
That means it's a protected pick. Mm-hmm. It is protected only 1 through 6.
Yeah. There's no other locks other than the 1 and the 3. You know what I mean? And above. Yeah.
Well, the Philadelphia though, Fernandez, is protected 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Which means that if they fall to 7, they lose that pick.
Right.
So they have to stay 4 or 5. They have to stay in that 5 or 6 range, because right now, if you look at it, there is a chance that another team leapfrogs over them.
Yes.
And if they leapfrog over them and their pick falls to 7, if it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they keep it. If it falls to 7, which has a very, very good chance,
they're right there. They're right there.
Oklahoma City gets that pick.
Woo.
Can you imagine Oklahoma City picking 7, the Spurs 9?
Yeah, that's wild. Oklahoma could be they could be in the NBA Finals, and they're gonna pick 7. You know?
Yeah. So we've seen that Philadelphia's lost 8 out of 10 games. The Spurs are going to win this game because Philadelphia cannot afford to win this game.
Yeah.
Because if they go 24 and 46, suddenly they're teetering to that part right there where they're going to fall out. And instead of having a 2/3 chance of keeping their pick, have only a 1/3 chance of keeping their pick. Philadelphia's going to outright lose on purpose today.
Yeah, I mean, it's Friday. It's gonna be. I think the crowd's gonna be rocking. You know, people are gonna be having a good time out there at the Frost Bank.
Mamu gets how many minutes?
Mamu might get some minutes, man. 20. You know, why not? Keep him at 20.
Yeah. You know? Did Flavor Flav stay for the whole week, or is he like, I'm gonna bounce, man? So
yeah. That's a good question. Yeah.
I'll be in San Antonio on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, but not on a Friday.
Yeah. He's probably out back in New York, or he might be at the Metro Madness or something. But yeah, man.
Yeah, you know what? Even like last weekend, Rick, you were there at the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were there at the game.
Yeah, I was in town. Yeah, I was in town last weekend. On that St. Patty's Day weekend. They lost, but it was a good time. I met up with Jacob Toby. That guy is amazing, man. I'm telling you, man. He's new to the city, but he's like embracing like everything of San Antonio, man. He's a really good dude. You know, he does music. He does all this other stuff. He's really, really, really cool guy. Like, funny thing about that, it was like there was like this milkshake stand at the plaza level in the Frost Bank, which is also like you can put booze in there. Like they'll put liquor in there if you want it. But they're really good milkshakes. You know, somebody had before met up with him, and they were trying to do this like milkshake meetup thing or whatever. But yeah, man, from a DM, just DM'd him like, hey man, I would love to meet up with you fucking before the game, whatever. And he was like, cool, let's do this. Like, super cool guy, man. Jacob Toby, man, I think he's embraced this city, and he's done so well in Bill Land's you know,
replacement,
replacement, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Bill Land was at the game when Mamo game, but yeah, which is really cool. So but yeah,
can I say something sacrilegious?
Nah, not at all.
Yeah,
Bill Land, it was time for him to retire. He's enjoying his retirement. He's probably proud of what Jacoby's doing out there right now, you know, and he's just enjoying life, brother.
Toby's good. Toby's good. Toby's better.
I don't know about better, but he is good at what he does.
He's young,
polished.
He's energetic. I mean, yeah, he's young. He's good, man. No, he really is. That's why I'll be honest, man. When he first got announced, everybody was like, who the fuck is this kid? You know, who's this guy? The dude's 28 years old, you know, like, but he's really good. Yeah, he really is. He's from like the Boston area.
Doesn't have the accent though.
No, he doesn't actually. He doesn't. He has a nice booming voice, and like the play-by-play stuff he does is really good. I mean, it's his first year. First year. Like his deal completed a full year. And like I said, the kid has embraced San Antonio, and you know, like I said, man, I actually met him in Sacramento. The first time I met him was in Sacramento. I got a chance to talk to him, and we shot the shit a little bit, and then I met him again this past week, and he's a cool dude, man. Really nice guy. Really like inviting to the Spurs fans and Spurs community. So
you know,
he's good. He's good at what he does.
I think he has Native American heritage, kind of like what I do.
He does. Yeah,
that's cool, man. Because after we did that DNA test, and I was able to show the kids, like, it's like, hey, man, I'm not lying. Like, 56% of what makes me is Native American. I have Native American heritage, so it was cool. You know, like if I see him in person, I'd be like, well, what tribe are you from? You know, like, where are you from?
And and Sam Salinas makes a good point, and I agree with him. I wouldn't go as far as say he's better right now, but he probably will be down the line. I mean, Bill Land did it for 20 plus years. You know, he got 1 year in, but the potential is there.
I mean, right now, Mitch Johnson's better than Pop. Sometimes you just get old, man. You gotta be replaced, baby.
Happy.
Sometimes
It's not better. It's not. It's just you evolve with the times. I don't think it means better. I don't necessarily think. I don't think that when you replace somebody, that means you're better. It's just you're better for this time. I guess that's the way to put it.
I mean, Bill Land, I thought he was okay. Like,
Yeah.
I thought he was serviceable. I thought he was a fine
Yeah.
guy. But there's some people who just came out of the woodworks and go, "Oh my God, he's so amazing, one of the best." No, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He's good. He's good. But yeah,
He's good.
people, you know how it is, man. People, we get caught up and all this, and it's like your girl. You think she's the best thing ever. Like she's everything to you, right? No, not you. I'm saying us, whoever. We all do think that, right? Somebody else might be like, bro, relax. You know what I mean? But that's how we feel. That's how we feel. No, I'm just saying, like, we have a connection and emotion, and you're not gonna tell me otherwise. You know, so it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just
And you get a connection because she be giving you that good too. Because
I mean, I'm just saying, dog. You know,
I'm not.
hey, they're not getting it, dog. So they don't understand. You know what I mean?
They don't understand, bro.
You know?
Hey, man, but let's
Yeah.
go ahead and we're gonna start bringing this to an end. But before we do, you know how I enjoy talking boxing with Rick, my boy Fernandez here, man.
Yes.
What's cooking, dude, for this weekend, man?
Well, we got the Towering Inferno. Sebastian Fundura will be back on PBC Amazon Prime. He's defending his belt on a 3-fight card. It's going to be a good fight. You got Cambosos in Australia is fighting early on Saturday, so you can catch those. Yeah, man, Towering Inferno. That dude is 6'6", which for a boxer that's big. You know, that's funny. 6'6" isn't that big in NBA. But as a boxer, 6'6" is pretty huge. I mean, the dude he's fighting is 5'9", right? Dude's out of Coachella, California. He's a solid fighter. He beat Tim Tszyu a couple of years ago or a couple of months ago. Good fights. Boxing is going to come back to the forefront here in the next couple of months. We had Yoli ask the question about the
Tank
Roach fight. I think he called it a robbery. Well, what happened was he got dropped or he took a knee. Tank took a knee, said he had some grease in his eye. He couldn't, whatever. The ref started calling it a knockdown. That was the controversy. The controversy was the no knockdown call. Without that no knockdown call, I do think a draw was probably the accurate decision. Good fight. I mean, Tank is a superstar in boxing. Lamont Roach, not really known, and his stock went up. So they're supposed to have a rematch. We should see. In April, we're going to see Ryan Garcia come back. They're going to fight in Times Square. They're going to have literally a fight at Times Square, a ring, and free to the public. You got Ryan Garcia fighting. You got Devin Haney fighting that night. That's the Cinco de Mayo weekend is going to be crazy. Friday is going to be the Ryan Garcia, Rolly, and then Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, and then Canelo fighting in Saudi Arabia Saturday night. And then you have the monster Naoya Inoue from Japan in the States, in Vegas for the first time in years on Sunday.
Show, bro. That dude puts on a show, man.
Oh, if you're a boxing fan, if you've never seen Naoya Inoue from Japan, you got to see it. The dude, what sucks is he usually fights about like 2 a.m. our time, 3 a.m. So junkies like me wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to watch those fights. Yeah, man, he's going to be in the States finally. So it's exciting. Exciting times for boxing.
Got some breaking news involving the Spurs in a bit.
Okay.
The odds of Stephon Castle winning Rookie of the Year have dropped. So they've gone from minus 800 earlier in the week, which is 89% chance, to minus 550, which is now an 84% chance. And Joe Fernandez, the player that's coming on strong at number 2, we've been talking about Zachary
Richarche. I know.
It's not.
Oh, really?
Alex Sarr.
Really?
His stats.
Oh, wow.
So here are the last 4 games for Alex Sarr. This is Alex Sarr's last month, Joe. Against Utah, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Against Portland, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Against Denver, 34 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Against Detroit, 19, 5, and 3. Against Toronto, 16 and 11. Against Toronto, 10 and 14. Against Utah, 21 and 5. The dude's averaging 23, 24 points per game the last 10 games.
Is he above Ricochet in the ladder or not?
Well, on the ladder, they had him at 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, they had him at 4 on the NBA draft ladder because they had Ricochet 2, they had Jalen Wells 3, and then they had Alex Sarr at 4. But now Sarr's having such huge games going on right now. He's now plus 550, which coming out of nowhere was plus 2,000 just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. He's making up ground. Yeah, he's making up ground. But I think, we need Castle to have another, big game, couple of big games, and
Now for the season, Sarr is averaging 12.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and we see that Castle has jumped over the 14-point marker. So he's got to keep doing good.
Starting now. Everybody was upset that he wasn't starting. I mean, I got it. It's a Fox injury and all that, but Castle's starting now, so there's no excuse anymore. They were blaming Mitch. They were blaming our guy, Joe or Mike, Joe. Or they were blaming Mitch that he's not starting. Blah, blah. He's starting now. He's going to start for the rest of the year. So Castle just got to keep performing, and I think he will.
We dropped
gone. Like nothing's a foregone conclusion. Like at the end of the day, Ricochet, Sarr, I mean, these guys are talented guys. I mean, they're great players. So
you need 65 games to qualify. You need 65 games to qualify. Yeah. We've seen Castle, I believe, at 66 already, so he's already passed that marker. Sarr's only played 52 games. So there's 14 games in the season left for them. He's got to play 13 of them to even qualify. So that's also a little wrinkle in the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, two games and out, or if he doesn't get 2 games for some reason, now it's not even a discussion. So
that's right.
Hey, we had a question here for you, Rick, by Matt Gomez. He's saying, bro, we can get Rick to San Antonio 4/6, which is on a Sunday. Where he says, we're going to be live on CBS for SAFC.
Oh man, I gotta look into that, man. I'll tell you, man. SAFC is a good time, man. If you've gone out there, it's a blast. They got the tailgates. I know the bunker's in question now, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. Matt Gomez knows all those details. But SAFC is fun, man, and it's affordable for your family. You can take the whole family to SAFC. You know what I mean? It's very affordable. Drinks are good. I mean, it's a good vibe, man. And they're all Spurs fans. And most.
We lost.
Kind of dropped off there. Hey, real fast before we go, give me my put my number up there. Send me some love. I got to get back to the office, which is basically right here. 210-508-0369. If you have questions about investments, insurances, I don't care if it's a 401k rollover, IRA, annuity, whatever you need, give me a call. 210-508-0369. Also, I do life insurance, long-term care disability, and I'm starting up an auto and homeowners insurance practice as well. So we'll get that going. 210-508-0369. Spernandez is back.
Sorry, man. My iPad died on me, but I'm back.
No problem. Got any final thoughts before we go? Spurs back in action tonight. We're predicting a victory. We're predicting the Spurs are 2 games away from the play-in by the end of the night.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to be right at the cusp of that play-in. They're going to be flirting with it, man. They're going to do it. March Madness is in full effect. Man, it's just a beautiful sports weekend. We got boxing on Saturday, Joe. Like, what more do you want? What more? Boxing, family, sports. Man, that's all you need.
I'm looking forward to the video. When we win, we bounce. You're going to be posting it tonight.
And 10 minutes has gone by in the first game of the day for March Madness. Baylor against Mississippi. It is tied at 16 apiece. 10 minutes to go in the first half. It's on CBS. The next game is going to be Bama against Robert Morris. That's an 11:30 tip-off. Actually, it just tipped off. 2-0 Alabama. And then the big upset that Spernandez is predicting, Lipscomb against Iowa State. That's at 12:30 on TNT. Okay. Lots of basketball to watch, fellas. Let's watch it.
Tell you, man, I love spending time with you guys, but after this, I'm gonna park my ass over there. I'm gonna have my mimosas, and I'm done moving. Like,
you know what? I agree with you. I'm gonna take my computer downstairs so I can go watch some TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. I'll be back in studio for a couple of shows next week. I'm excited about that. But everyone have a fantastic weekend. It is Friday. We don't give a damn. But you know what? If you're going to go out and about, going to get a few drinks in you, Uber, Lyft are your friends, all right? Make that happen, right? We're old enough to be aware of all that, right? So those old days of Joe's Volcano and trying to make it home are over, right?
Yeah.
Fernandez, thanks for being with us. Let me know when you're back in San Antonio. We'll make it happen, dude. We'll make something happen. Joe, fantastic weekend. Thank you for the super chats as well. We'll be back on Monday. Go Spurs, go.
Laters.